Okay, this is on. Okay, what's up, everybody? I have been off from making videos for a while. I had like a sinus infection because of all the smoke that came from Canada into Michigan, and I was just blowing my nose. I'm still blowing my nose to this day. But a common question that I get amongst, models and stuff that I work with, they want to get a 10K month. And I've always just been thinking about, all right, what does it take to make 10K a month? What's a healthy way to describe this? And I'm only going to do it the TG way. Like I'm gonna go through this. Like I made this little slideshow infographic kind of based on what I believe will get you to 10K. And a lot of these, you probably see a lot of these OnlyFans management teams or whatever try to tell you what would get to 10K, but they only work on like making maybe your OnlyFans or making your Fansly, but they never talk about a model's career completely. In my world, you're a model. Remember that. So they never talk about what's best overall, and I think this adds a little balance to the chaos when you're starting to decide you want to be a content creator. It's a big thing, and I think that you should be really focused on it like a business. This is business. And I've been there for girls when they just got started with their brands, started shooting content, got bookings, ran up on OnlyFans up to 60K a month, ran up on OnlyFans up to 100K a month. I've been there for all that. And I just want to just give you guys my way. I can't manage every model. It's not a world of managing every model. So we're going to go into slide by slide. The slide will be available for download. I got a couple worksheets that will be available for download also below. And, because I'm a firm believer in homework, man. If you really want it, you got to do a little homework. You got to do a little writing. And, I'll share with those later. So let's get started. It's like TG, Creator Revenue Engine. The target is 10K a month. A simple operating system for turning attention into income. Kind of self-explanatory. So let's jump into the next slide, actually. The next slide. So slide 1, slide 2. And this is kind of how I separated. I think content, 2,500. Products, you're getting 2,500. Bookings, you get 2,500. And live shows, you're getting 2,500. What this does is create some balance. And I'll explain as we go through this. I don't want to focus too much on this sheet, but we can take a look at this sheet and you'll see that, a daily target would be $333 maybe. If you wanted to split that in half and not work every day, you would be doing $667. Weekly you're looking at $2,500 a month. It's about 4 weeks in a month, so that's how you get to that 10K range that everybody kind of wants. I feel like you get 10K, you're good, you're paying your rent, you're paying your car note, you maybe getting a new car, you're buying clothes, you're keeping your look up, and you got some money to save. And that's a healthy place to be, especially in an economy like this right now. So let's go ahead and go to the idea. So the big idea, creators are business, not just accounts. Most creators depend on one platform, with TG builds creators with diversified media company. TG builds creators like a diversified media company. I don't know if I said that clear the first time. Maybe I cut it, edit it, whatever. Maybe not. And this is how I look at it. So one audience can create multiple income streams when the system is organized. We get attention, trust, value, and conversion. These are the 4 pillars that I think are the most important when you're starting a brand. And I think girls often look over this part. And if you're a bro where you're trying to get into managing models or something like that, I think a lot of guys move over this part too, and they end up soiling the game, or they only become one-dimensional. And when you're one-dimensional in this game, it's like, imagine if you're making 60 bands off of OnlyFans and then, God forbid, something happens to your OF and it's just off. It's no more income. You never built the other streams of income, so you're effed. You are effed. And that puts you in a really dangerous situation. If you were my client, as I talk to everybody like they are my client, I would want you to be in the strongest position ever, the best position ever. So You know, trust you. Subscribe to me, follow me. I'm always going to drop stuff like this. I don't want your money. If anything, if you're getting started, you know, I ask that you use my referral link. I'll keep on dropping tons of content, and then people that use my referral link, they get a little more hands-on assistance with me. And the more that I do business with people, we get even more hands-on. You know, we can do business in. But this is for everybody. I want everybody to kind of get some knowledge, and I want to give off some knowledge. I know usually I use my page mostly for aesthetics and models, but to me the TG world is all of it put together, and it's hard to explain from my vision, my ideas of how it is. Like, it's hard to explain, so hopefully you just come on this journey with me and you'll learn a lot. So like I said earlier, this is the math. We break the big goal into small targets. With monthly goal is 10,000. You're looking at a daily target of 333, a weekly target of 2,500. And if you want 15 work days because you may be doing something else, or you need, you know, you have your time just spread out, you're looking at 667 work days. And this is very possible, you know, and you just have to think in systems. I'm a person that thinks that every big company works with systems, and once you master these systems, you'll be great, and we'll put it right where it's supposed to be. So you got 4 revenue streams, and that's the way I like to look at it. Is you got content. I hope to make 2,500 from content, 2,500 from live, 2,500 from products, and 2,500 from bookings. Now, this is an even balance. Say if you like missing one, you know, you're missing one of these, at least you got 7,500. You're missing 2, you can kind of replenish, and you get to kind of track where the ebb and flow of your business is. And say if we put all 10K into content, then whenever this is messed up, it's over. If we put too many eggs in one basket, we break. And you are the basket, you know, and we don't want to. We want to organize this basket and get a good sum of how much this basket can hold and what this basket is holding. So don't think of I wouldn't think of everything so separate. I like to think of it, you're above it, and these are the pillars, the revenue streams that you're going to stand on top of. And once we understand these more, we're gonna kill it. We're gonna kill the game, and it's really just simple. So let's start with content. When you think about it, you're making 2,500 a month, and people only speak in OnlyFans or Fansly, maybe the two, but there's so much more that when we really dive deep into it, we have OnlyFans, Fansly, mini vids, different clips and clip sites, PPV drops. This is really how you can pay attention, engage. You have the custom and bundle and subscriptions. Now, I like to think about, we said 2,500, right? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different little group, little bubbles, little ways to make money underneath the content thing. So you even break that down more. I wish I had my calculator in front of me. I would just pop, do a lot of numbers, but we kind of get the gist. You know, you're probably making, if you can make 500 from each a month, then you'll do this, the necessities for this. And you know, they turn that content into an asset library. You just post once to sell many times, and then that's the strategy of creating categories and bundles and the release schedules that you have. And I'm sure maybe I'll make another video on deeper on any of these topics. Just fill out in the comments below what you want me to make, and I'll just make it and talk about it, because these I'm kind of like freestyling. I really don't do a lot of like work. When I started working in the modeling industry, the content creator space, like, it was to escape from feeling like I'm doing work. I do a lot of work at school, and I use a lot of AI, and it helps me out. I just talking to the mic and telling my ideas, and we kind of organize it from there and give you guys something to look at. But when you start to break it up this way, it becomes more feasible. It's kind of hard to get a OF and be like, hey, we want to make 10K on this OF. It adds so much pressure to the OF. And, you know, OnlyFans, to me now, with all the management teams that are coming out, has been slowing down sales, and people have lost that trust. So there's when we think content, there's other ways to make money, but content is a good, I think you can get 2,500 a month from content at the minimal. You know what I'm saying? And then this number will go up if we keep on developing these strategies, and I'm going to show that along the way too. I'm actually really excited to show you guys this. It's not too long, but I do want to open this access to where we talk, and then more of me just like talking to people. I'm not looking to get tons of views and all that. I'm just looking to meet people that really want the best for their career. I can share what I have so far, and I think that this is going to really get you where you want to be. So here's live. We have live streams, video calls, tips, cam sessions, VIP private shows, 2,500 from lives. People pay more when the moment feels personal, limited, and happening now. Now, I separate this from content, even though you can do lives inside of like OF and Fansly, and I do think it's advantageous to use these different channels to get the fans from and do lives with. But I do love creating your own live apparatus where people can just book lives from you, and you can get that money yourself instead of giving OF 20%, giving these pay companies 20% to do a live. We have the technology. You can do that live on yourself and get paid for it. We have all types of ways that people can send money to your business. If you got this in a LLC, then you're good. So it's kind of simple. Now we've gone over just 5,000 that quickly, and I think that maybe you might need some help with other things, but this is just the overall view, and based on how this video performs, I'm gonna end up making more and more content based on things that you guys are like really questioning and want to learn about. I can only make stuff based on kind of what the people need, because I don't necessarily work in model management anymore. I do work online, and I do love aesthetics, and I'm looking at aiming more to work in the plastic surgery because I've been around the model game for so long. So I'm just moving forward, but this is so valuable, and I hope to still work with many different models in the future. I hope to be a part of many different models' careers, and if you want to be a manager, I think that managers are really important. They add stability and business to a model, and they allow the model and the feminine nature of a model to be so creative and be so wide open. And some women do want to be the business side of their own brand, and I like that too. But it all depends on who you are and what kind of structure you want. And I've seen it work both well for anybody. People have amazing managers. I've seen girls do the whole thing themselves, and it'd be really great. So live is kind of simple. Let's see, where are we at next? Products. Now, I don't know if people really do products that much, but I think that I'm gonna make another video talking about the like model types, like different model types, and with every model type, say that you're doing like goth girl, there's a subculture that you are connected to and you can sell stuff to. So like some products like digital downloads, courses, and guides. Believe it or not, there are a lot of courses that women could sell because they want information, and you can really, when you get a taste of your audience, you'll know what kind of guides and courses. Say, for example, if you're a dom, like some people want to learn to be a dom, some people want to learn to be feminine, so you can make different courses for submissives or dom categories. Presets and LUTs is more if you're like on technical. Like I've know a lot of people that make a lot of stuff and give like creatively, and a lot of girls that end up creating to a high level, they have a certain style. They may want to sell this to other people that mimic their style, because the biggest fan of girls is only other girls. Girls have other girls that are fans, and they kind of want to follow them and do things. So I think you're always building this community, no matter if you're taking pictures for dudes or what. Merch and prints, like shirts, pictures. I always say that shirts and pictures are nice. They connect to people that are like your real super fans, and you can get real creative with making merch and prints. I think that you gotta think of yourself like a rock star. Like every rock star has its logo, its brand, and you won't believe. I think just having these things there for people to buy, you can really get people into your ecosystem, and they are in the ecosystem once they start spending money. And members only communities, and you can build communities around your modeling type, your outward, what you're trying to give. Like if you're a fitness model, you can make a members only community for fitness, other fitness interested people. Take pictures of yourself, send it out, because there's always a safe for work area and the not safe for work. Now we monetize both. Why would we want to limit ourselves? So I want you guys to really like think about product. You know, think it's you need to do $2,500 a month in product, you know, and that's the aim for. And if you could sell it once, you can sell it 100 times. If you could sell it 100 times, you can sell it 10,000 times. That's what I like to think. So let's get some products in here, you know, and get that going. Now, bookings. You are, once you reach a certain, actually not even once you reach anything, I think that bookings are so important, because once upon a time, back in the day, we used to work with talent. They used to get booked at adult clubs, events, photo shoots, video shoots. And I see a lot of models doing this work for free. And I'm just like, no, monetize it all. Your presence is a present. And you have to, the people could pay you to be at many of these things, and you can create a lot of these situations for yourself, you know. And I had a model that was getting paid $500 to those from photo shoots, but when it comes to everything you can get paid for from bookings, you know, $500, that's 1/5 of the month's goal that you're trying to reach. So, and then you get just booked one time for $2,500 a month. You know, it's all about placing yourself in the best economic position. But, you know, I think that you should definitely be taking the opportunities to look at how you can be there visibly, and dominate your community and show up where your community is at, and people will love for you to come. And bookings is where you can make even more money. So that's pillar 4. Like, this is a real fast video. I don't need to really dive deep, make these longs. I'm trying to get the information out there and then hear back from you guys. Where do you really struggle at? Because this, if you don't have any information, this is a good video just to look at real quick. And also I have this for download, so you can download this and you can look at it. And this is a good format for where, actually, I might just make a Telegram channel, and you just go on my Telegram channel. I'll just put it in there, right? So this is a very good format for that, right? And yeah, so that's next, like the growth engine. So you have the traffic that comes from like social media, like TikTok, YouTube, X. You know, this is the traffic thing. You have to deliver some more free content. Like, there's this thing that Gary Vee talks about, where it's punch, like jab, right hook. Like, don't try to get people to buy from you so fast. It builds a non-trustful community, and you want a community that trusts you and buys everything. You don't want like the person that comes, buys once, never comes again. You want the guy that is constantly buying content, and I think delivering a lot of free content that people can absorb, such as vlogs and little videos like that, is really the good thing to do. Like longer form content, a lot of streams are free. You know, this is the free content that I think, and this is where you build that community, and the type of community would tell you what kind of content they want, and your community becomes very loud on telling you what they want. And once we identify what the community wants, that's when we offer that content. And then you have that pay content with subscriptions or pay-per-view. You know, that usually works inside of any distribution that you're working with. But you can now make your own websites with Claude, AI. Like, you don't have to use OF. And that's what I'm trying to get people to understand. Like, just because OF came out, like, it's not that you're a OF girl. You're like a model. You're a content creator, but you're a representative model, and you can be anywhere, and you can charge per whatever, per video, per login, whatever you want to do. And you're going to make you're gonna do very well if you follow this ongoing trend and moving through. So the community leads to the paid content, and then this we create high ticket items like premium offers. Because once we got these people buying, they are willing to buy higher. But it's very important that you know where to price yourself in the market. Like I look at a lot of other content creators and see where they're pricing at because it's competitive. This is not a team sport, and I'm not trying to talk to chicks that want to be so friendly and oh, we're all in a team. There's just a lot of like this world of teamwork, but at the end of the day, you're paying your own bills and it's competitive, and you want people to buy from you rather than buy from someone else. And I think that's just so important to keep in mind. And then when you have the high ticket item and that's where you're selling with, it just allows your brand to become this long-term asset because we've gone through this process, and then it gleans back onto your brand, and you'll learn so much through this process. You'll think you're making one set of content, then people want to see another piece of content from you, and it's a good way to grow and change. And I think that at the end of the day, it all goes back to brand, and then once you figure this out, it just loops back into a circle, back to traffic, whatever, because you can make tons of Instagram videos, and if one pops off and then you keep on making that, you're kind of able to build a whole brand off of that, especially when everything is just like interest media right now. So, weekly operating rhythm, I say like the first day you want to plan, different targets, the content, write it all out. We usually take one day for planning, writing out everything we want to do. I don't like really freestyling things. I like to have a nice vision, and so because models really want to be happy. I learned with how they are perceived. If it's not their vision, they don't feel well keeping up with the content, and it all falls apart later. So planning is very important. The next day I say create, and this is when you focus on fully creating the content, getting it done, shooting it, editing. A lot of stuff is from from your phone and stuff. So and the phones are so good. The phone cameras are so good. You don't really need to try hard with the creative side of it, So that's where the second day we focus in on what we're doing instead of just being such a freestyle. My dad used to say, man, you can't just freestyle everything. And when I stopped freestyling everything, that's when things became better. And then the vision came, and then the goals were just so right on spot, and we found the pattern and the rhythm of everything, and it worked out so well. Third day is when we post, and I do a lot of we post like the shorts, we post on the socials. There's a lot of stuff that we created, and we start to go on the different distribution channels, and we post there, or we organize when we want to sell and drop. Sometimes we put stuff in, we'll maybe promote that we're getting ready to drop something, and then or just straight directly sell once you get done with it. But this is where it goes to the engagement. You engage with your DMs and comments. When you make something, you want to prime people up. I say go through all your DMs on Insta, all your DMs on OF, all your DMs on Fansly, all your DMs on X. Just go there and just don't try to, hey, you want to buy content, all this. Hey, I made this, and I'm about to drop it, if you want to buy it. And then you get that every dollar, man. Don't leave any dollars on the floor or any money off the table, as Rick Ross would say, and this is really important because when you're engaging, it means it feels real, and we gotta get away from all this like auto respond. It's that people don't trust that, and it ruins the whole game. And if you become more of an authentic person and engage with your fans, you're gonna outpower all of the people that are competing against you, because people don't want to talk to the fake. Some people do, but that's what's shying people away from a lot of these sites, and that's why you see the popularity of Telegram channels come, because people are starting to feel like it's not real, and we need to make everything feel really real and really direct. So I'm gonna have it for that. like when you engage, it goes into selling. I think we can really talk about that. And then you review. You check the numbers. I like looking at the numbers. How many sales did I get in the first hour? 10 hours, 24 hours, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, and engage out and build that. And I have a lot of worksheets for you guys that I really want you to look at if you join my Telegram channel. So you're going to have a lot of worksheets in there that you can just download and write and fill out. I know a lot of girls like to write stuff. They like to have stuff right in front of them. You tell a girl's got a $1,500 phone and they have a calendar on it with a scheduler, but they still like buying those schedule pads where they're going to write all the dates out and stuff. You know, so people like writing. And really, that's like all there is. 4 streams, 1 system, content, live products, bookings, 10,000 a month per a creator. And this is what I think is just a good system, okay? And I'm hoping that you guys just take it in, watch it, download it, comment if you have any questions. Like I said, I'm not here to be on it for a long time and make these long videos. Like, I don't like giving up all my secrets, but I think that there's nothing I can really sell you. You know, it's just kind of simple, and then everything else is strategy based on per person, and that's why I do consultation. So if you are interested in the consultation, just make sure that you reach out to me. I'll have a, I don't know, email maybe, something below inside of the main area. I'll figure it out. We'll say consultations dot, and then it'll be somewhere. Maybe just reach out to me on X, honestly, and we can get on a live and we can talk about your brand deeper and what exactly we need to do. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end this video there. I did pretty good, and wow, how long was this video? 26 minutes? That's insane. It felt like 5 minutes, but hopefully you guys go through this and download it, and I want to see more of you. And if you guys want to do this, this is the work that I do. I know everyone hates us. They hate the OF creators, but you know what? They had sex workers during the Crusades, okay? So no matter what they say, man, go get your money, because it's not a infinite resource right now. Houses are expensive, interest rates, you owe your taxes, bills, you know, all types of things like that. I'm in the game. It's TG time. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know whatever you guys want me to make. But like I said, I'm going to drop this, and tell me what you think. Peace.